Alright, so back to code with Grebe. In this module, we're going to talk about form validation in JavaScript. So there might be, or you are going to experience a time in your career that you need to validate user inputs when it comes to form. So when it comes to the user submitting form, it is very important for you to patch or filter your inputs, even to protect against some malicious users. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So let's fire up the Visual Studio Code. So just locate appropriate folder to work for us. Okay, while guys is doing, I can just fire off my Chrome, or let me just use Firefox. Chrome is very doing a lot of things nowadays. So just fire off Firefox. So JavaScript example, JavaScript itself. I'm just going to create a new folder here that's a form. Don't interrupt, man. I don't want it to interrupt me. I say form validation, and I will just push this to my Visual Studio Code. Alright, obviously this is done, so let's create the index.html file. We can eradicate this. We don't need this. This is out of it. The first thing I'm just going to do, I'm going to build a basic form that takes in username and password of a user, or I should build a registration form which is going to be able to filter out or be able to handle every feed or parameter that we need to protect during the sequence of building our website. Let's go ahead and just dive right in. So this is not Atom, remember, this is Visual Studio Code. So I'm done proving to you that Atom is one of the best editor right there that you can use as a beginner. For us to really make our work faster, we actually need to embed using or contribute to the habit of using Visual Studio Code whenever we want to work, and Atom whenever we want to learn. Okay. Right here, just going to create a div, and it will be of a very good for me to give it a class of form. And then right in here, I just need to have form itself, and the action is actually going nowhere for you. So the first input that I want to put, so instead of me to just do that directly, I need to I want to embed them inside a form. Sorry for that. And I'm going to give a class of form group. So I put this in group, then input comes, then the type of this one is text, and the name is going to be first name. So and the ID of this one is going to be first name, and I think we are safe like that. So I will just copy this for a couple of times. Okay, that's let's use this for email, let's use this for age, let's use this for gender. Maybe it will be a little safe if you use this for password and verify password. And lastly, let's submit our form. So we're gonna have button type is equals to submit, and then we can close up the button that's saying register. This is going to be a long video, so please I will try my best to cut it off into sections, because these are very important for me to look up to for you. So this is first name, this is not going to be the same. It's going to be last name like that. So this is going to be email instead of last name, so this is just going to be email. And it is very, very easy for us to just change the time to type to email like that. They type to email. This group, this is going to undo gender. Name is equals to gender, then we can have the ID of gender. For us to really make this work, we okay, let's put name equals to gender and ID is male. So the ID can still be gender. Oh my god, what's that? Gender, yeah, good. Then the value of this one can be male. The value of this guy can be male. Then same thing for here, we just need to change the first name, the last name. So this is gender too, and going for a long way, the value of this can be female. And to really make things very nice here, we are not going to be using the value of text. It's going to be the radio button. So if you actually haven't understand this, you can go back to HTML while I talk about form. And this guy, no, just two. I want just two, the first two. So this one's going to be password. It is actually not advisable to use password for security purpose. You can just decide to use, people use PWD, which is even casted. So I prefer to use even shadow is not even advisable to use. So try to use something really that's really sound encrypting, that it's not easy for the user to guess. No matter what you use, it doesn't really matter. But for just the case of tutorial, I'm just going to use password. And the type of this obviously is going to be password. And right here too, since this is going to be the confirm password, and the type of these are the name of this is going to be confirm dash password. Alright, so that's maybe I could bring this to full screen. Okay, and another thing I actually did that is bad is that no label for all these are no actually any label for all these form. Let's just go ahead and put label. So the label for just not language, the label, the placeholder, sorry, I'm supposed to say placeholder. Okay, the placeholder for this guy should be first name. So maybe we could really dress it well now, with first name. And right here too, I can decide to do some placeholder to be last name. It really feels like I should have done all these right before invoking or start the class. I just feel like some people might be watching this that don't even really have any clue about the form before, then it's a privilege for them to just flow along. So let's just put me, and we don't need any placeholder for this obviously. Password, so placeholder, we're just going to choose password. So I might type like this anyway. I just look up, so I feel like my brain is not yet really up. What is password? So I need confirm password too. I still feel really slow, so that's why I'm saying that. So this one's just going to be confirm password. Okay, so the time is not correct. Alright, I think this is nice now. can we view this in the let's just choose some h3 and say let's just say registration form. Okay, let's try this in the browser. Let's see what's up with it. Okay, so far so good. We managed to have a very nice this is not just this is not a Chrome. We really managed to have a form registration where we can input the first name, the last name, can put our email, we can validate if we are male or female, and I refuse to put placeholder here. Password, we confirm our password, then we register. So the other thing I refuse to do, I refuse to allow this page to submit, which is not proper, which I need it to submit to somewhere. So let's say we just need to submit to keep record, which is not really existing. Record dirt. So let's say we use a PHP backend program, the PHP, and the method that I want to use is actually it's post in order to save the for some kind of security validation. Okay, so another thing I want to do is that I refuse to put the placeholder for this guy. So let's just do some placeholder of me. My god. And let's do some placeholder of female. I know that it's not gonna work because that really up to be a plain text I need to use. What am I saying? So it's safe to put it outside of I just say me, it's safe to put it outside, so nothing really change the architect. So since the radio button, that is why it's not really advisable to use this male, no female now. So alright, fine. Now so we can check female or as we like. Another thing I need you to understand is that I've used the same name, the gender, and the gender for the gender part, the same name, the same ID, in order to be able to toggle up between the value. Else if I have them differently like this, let me save this, I will just be able to select the two at the same time, which is not what we actually want to do. Okay, so let's fire up our JavaScript. As a matter of fact, let's code up our JavaScript, which is very important. So I'm not going to create another script for JavaScript. All I'm doing is just going to wrap the script right here. Okay, so let's do the type to make this professional. Text slash JavaScript, we know we want to write, and that's all. So here we have to do want to validate user from, or validates from, like that. Alright, so enough to cut off the sequence of this tutorial. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to be handling the data. We are going to be doing a lot of JavaScript validation with this data. So we are going to be writing into the alert box, and also we'll try our best to write into the document. Alright, thank you. See you in the next tutorial.